write the intro? Or do you
You
sure?
Go crazy. Yeah.
I think we should. Hi everyone, my name is Raegan and Reagan. I'm here with Raegan Subban. Today we're going to be talking with some amazing female athletes that we have the pleasure of chatting with about women's hockey and everything that's going on in women's sports. What do you got for us?
Let's get into it. How are we doing, ladies?
Good.
How are you? Happy Tuesday. Any highlights this summer for you guys?
Probably this. This is one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Good
Yeah?
answer, Laila.
Yeah, I grew up obsessed with Bauer, so
Yeah?
me and my brothers, so yeah.
Well, maybe we can just go around and tell everyone about where you're from, who you are, and like what team you play for right now.
I'm Jince Roese, but most people know me by Jince Dunne. I'm Joy's sister. I live in New York City right now with my husband, and last season I played with PWHL Ottawa, my first season there, and it was awesome. Yeah, and I'm a former Buckeye as well, so OH.
I guess I gotta do that. Sometimes I forget. But I'm Joy Dunne. I play at Ohio State right now. I'll be a sophomore next year. We got 2 more years to play each other, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. 2 more years? Okay. Yep. Good. Yeah, that's pretty much it about me. I'm her sister. So.
And what did you win this year?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. And we won a national championship this year, which is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. This one? Oh, okay. That's it.
And
Laila?
as her big sister, I have to brag, and she won Rookie of the Year. So
That's amazing. Let's go.
Now I can clap.
we all bought her NIL, like Rookie of the Year shirt and our,
What about you?
I'm Laila Edwards. I play at the University of Wisconsin, and I'm gonna be a junior. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Oh, and MVP of 2024 Worlds.
Youngest player.
Youngest player.
And the first Black player on the national team, on Team USA. Humble queen.
And probably one of the funniest people on the team too.
KK also won the Bob Allen last year, for those who don't know.
Old news. Rookie of the Year too, right?
Yes.
And you won You won. What other award did you get? You've had
Her list.
One other, come on.
The list is
Dang, girls.
so long for you guys.
We love it. We love it.
KK, walk us through what you got.
My name's Caroline Harvey. Everyone calls me KK. I play at Wisconsin with Laila, and I'm a rising junior.
And
Jince and Caroline were part of the 2022 Olympics.
they
Yeah.
forgot. They left that piece out. Everyone here is a little too humble, but I like it. We gotta talk ourselves up. You guys are powerful women. You guys are incredible. And I know that we were talking before this about some of our humble beginnings. I know for me, I grew up playing boys hockey and dressing in, well, the bathroom. Is that the same thing for you guys? Janitor's
Closet, like the list
Closets.
kind of goes on. Where's like the craziest place you dressed playing boys hockey? Because you all played boys hockey.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think for me, the most awkward spot was like in the locker room between 2 boys' locker rooms when they're coming, like one team's showering while your team's getting ready. So you're just kind of in that like odd space of like, which way do I look? Where do I go? Type of thing.
I was like the biggest tomboy growing up, so I just got dressed with the boys for as long as I could. And then I eventually got kicked to the referee's locker room. So it wasn't bad. It was probably like 4 by 5 feet.
Doable.
Yeah, my bag fit. That's all that mattered. So,
I
yeah.
would say same, but then have to do the undergear in the car on the way,
Right.
which was, a grind. Just had to, my dad was like steering all over the place, and I'd be like, Dad, stop.
We were always, I was one of maybe 2 girls in the team. And I know that brought up a lot of feelings for me personally, but I would always look around and just see like, oh my God, I'm just with so many boys. And when you're a tomboy, like you're like, all right, this works out. And then you get a little bit older, you're like, oh wait, is this normal? And then you finally get to play with the girls teams. I know that's how we ended up meeting. You were like, what, 10 years old when I met you?
Yeah.
And now you're so old. But seeing that and like playing with women, what was that like for you guys, making that transition?
Honestly, I think the biggest thing for me that I talk about like with parents and with that have young girls playing is like the social aspect, not even the hockey aspect, but there's something about like being with your girls team and laughing, like connecting with them on things you just can't with guys. But yeah, I grew up as a tomboy for the longest time, so like I was just like I was one of the boys for a while, so it didn't feel like much difference. But then when I played girls, I was like, whoa, this is weird. Like take away the hockey aspect, I'm like, we hang out after we're done at the rink, like we'll go get coffee, things like that. So I think that's what I encourage like girls to play girls hockey. I'm like, there's something about it that you're not like gonna get off the ice that you get with boys.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like kind of like bad energy or attitude, like if you see like parents have towards a girl on a guy's team, and you know, it does kind of mess up when teenage boys are being teenage boys throwing a girl in there. That does throw off their vibes a little bit, but I think at the end of the day, people don't realize how hard it is to be a girl on a guy's team. And I was actually really lucky. I had one teammate who like kind of validated that in front of everyone, because I was like, guys, I really appreciate you like letting me be on the I think I had the attitude of I was coming in and messing them up, and I was like, kind of like, thank you for letting me be on the team. Like, I really appreciate how, you know, polite and respectful you guys were towards me. And he goes, nobody understands probably how hard it is to be the only girl on the team. So like, thank you for being like you. And that meant a lot in that moment. And I just think that like, then switching to girls, just that camaraderie, that locker room piece, like that's such a huge part of sport, is just that bonding. And I don't think there's anything cooler or more special than those female bonds that you make and those friendships you make. And so again, like when we get a lot of questions of, you know, should my daughter play boys? And if that's her only opportunity, then yeah. But at the end of the day, I think when you're having fun, like you're going to develop more down the road.
So looking today, it's great that we have more women in hockey. Like the game has grown so much. But at the same time, back then when you guys had to play boys and stuff, you obviously had to use boys equipment, and I'm sure you still use boys equipment now, but was there a piece that you used that was like designed for women at the time, or was it just mostly men?
It was all men, all boys. Obviously things are changing now, which is amazing, but I remember putting on, like shoulder pads and be like, oh, this doesn't fit right. Like I'd have to go very small because the boys are bulky, they're bigger, they're built different.
Yeah.
But I finally, this past year, I got the new Bauer, like the girls ones, and I'm like, wow, this actually fits how it should. Like I feel like this is, like it's snug, it fits perfectly around my body, but before it would just be awkward and pants were too big, they'd be falling down. So now it's really nice to have the women's gear like we do.
You know, growing up and wearing the gear, it was uncomfortable, but I kind of thought that was normal because being a girl in hockey was uncomfortable anyway. So I was like, this is how it's supposed to be. But then as soon as I got introduced to like women's fitted gear, I was so much more comfortable. And I was like, okay, this is how it should be. This is normal. So I'm really excited that it's developing well.
I remember my parents would come home and they'd buy like the Jill shorts with the cup in it. And they're like,
Yes.
protect yourself. Yes. Are you ignorant? It feels awful. And I would be like, throw that cup out so fast. I'm like, I'm not wearing that. But now like we have like female padded shorts, which are much better. And then like the chest pad, I love my chest pad. I'm loyal to it, but I actually tried on a women's one and I was like, it actually, like the way it kind of like hugs and fits in the right places, you're like, oh, whoa.
Yeah. But it makes sense that you had to have your chest protector for so long, because it's like you found that one piece that finally works for you, and I feel like that's just so difficult.
Well, it went through
being a
puberty
woman.
with me. So.
It's coming with you.
Yeah.
So, okay, even though you guys had difficulties with some equipment, do you have a piece that you would say is your favorite? Obviously for you it's your chest protector, but what about you guys?
I'd say my elbow pads. I've had them since I was like,
I was about to say the same
They're
thing.
so
since I was
ugly.
9 or 10, but I literally, the strap is so old and stretched out, I have to like wrap it like 4 times, like so much around it to make it tight enough. Like I don't know.
They wouldn't fit my 4-year-old nephew. Like they're so small. They're so small.
Yeah.
I know, like I sit by her in the locker room and I'm like, what are those? Like you can't even tell they're elbow pads. It's really funny though.
I mean, we talked about our humble beginnings already, but you guys have played at prestigious universities. You're now playing in the PWHL. You guys finally have a stable locker room where you can just keep your gear all the time, where you get to train and everything along those lines. What is it like going from dressing in a closet to now having, well, you guys have one of the sickest setups in NCAA, so do you guys.
Yeah, no, it's actually crazy to think about. Like you said, you're going from like a referee or a janitor's closet to our setup. I mean, I think our university does a good job of trying to be aligned with like pro facilities, even like our strength area. It's just incredible. And I think every single day I walk in and I'm like, wow, this is our locker room. Like this is our second home. And I'm super grateful for that.
So great that people are actually taking women's hockey seriously enough for you guys to have these things, right?
For sure.
What does it mean to you to see the growth of women's hockey? I know we talk about it a lot, but when you really dumb it down, what does it mean to you guys?
I mean, I think I first like really saw it because, again, like you hear about it, you see all like the stuff on social media, but when I went to Worlds and I was sitting there in warm-ups and like seeing all these posters girls had and like wanting to, like, I want to be like Hillary Knight, I want to be like Laila Edwards, and I'm like, that's so cool, because I'm thinking about when I was like their age, and like I never thought to go to a girls' game and bring a poster.
Yeah, because I always grew up thinking I was going to the NHL.
Same.
So, yeah, it was really humbling, but I would, like,
Yeah, same.
so like I would, like you said, I would have posters and like go to the NHL games, but I love how they can come to our either national team games or PWHL games and have that to like look forward to. And you have something where it's like, I'm not going to the NHL, I'm going to the PWHL. And it's just as important and just as exciting.
I feel like I'm pretty lucky in my spot right now because I'm in a position where like I'm right in the middle of like the past, the present, and the future all coming together. Yeah. I mean, just being in Ottawa, like our first game, we had over 8,000 fans a night, and just the raw, genuine excitement from people having us there, like wanting to get to know us, wanting to be a part. And we ended up, we lost a lot of home games, but like just people were so excited to have us there.
The response has been insane, but you know what really got me? Seeing the little boys
Yes.
in the
I was gonna
stands
say
at
that,
PWHL games.
yeah.
I know, it's like, okay, they are gonna grow up seeing a PWHL and seeing a women's hockey league and seeing women's hockey stars and being obsessed with them, and I think that really grows the game as well. 100%. But we touched on it a little bit. I wanna go back to the PWHL really quickly, and just for you, your experience in that first year, and then for you guys just watching it, like your takeaways from that first year.
I think I was really lucky to be in the Ottawa market. We had a fantastic team, like just great group of girls. I think one of the things the league said is like, trust us, that we'll treat you professionally. And I just think that, like I saw that. Just people bending over backwards to try and make it as professional as they could. And at first year league, there's gonna be growing pains. There's gonna be like changes that need to be made, but I think overall, like they, again, really tried to deliver a professional experience for us. And again, it was just so cool. Again, in Ottawa, we had over 8,000 fans a night, and like that, we've never gotten that before. And just like being recognized, going out places like, oh, you're so and so, you're on PWHL Ottawa, and you're like, yeah, how do you know that? Like what? So yeah, it was really like the responses we would get, like the followings on social media, or just kind of like how the game changed with like the hitting and things, and it was great. It was so fun to be a part of, like just so special.
When I went to the first PWHL game in Boston, I started to cry. I literally couldn't stop. I was just like, this is so beautiful. There's so many people here right now to support the game that we've loved for our entire lives, and that we've been wanting to give us the same love back. And so to finally have that, and you've been interviewing too in the PWHL. What was that experience like for you?
I remember when I did the first Scotiabank game, I think it was like the largest at the time, like sold out crowd, I think over 19,000. And I cried that game because I have been to so many Leafs games in that building. I have never heard it that loud before. Just interviewing on the bench was insane. Like you had to yell, the players could barely talk to each other. Like it's been incredible. And I think it's just been a dream to be able to work in women's hockey, and to be able to do it this year has just been like a dream come true. So it's been really exciting.
I mean, the trajectory is like this. Where do you guys see it going the next few years? What are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, hopefully an expansion within the next couple of years. But I don't know.
What do you think? I'll make my guess after
I
you.
think Detroit and Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's only going to get more competitive as well. Like as it starts to grow and you get more, like you just continue to just sharpen. So in terms of like, they hire more staff, and then you can kind of delegate more, and coaching and players and, salary growth, like all these things. I think, again, like it only is just going to continue to build.
I'm looking forward to seeing all of the new class in there, because it's a very talented class. I mean, you had 2 teammates get drafted. Did you guys have any?
Two.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I think this class is going to elevate the game even more. It's getting more competitive. They're bringing European players too.
Yeah.
Some of the people that I used to play with, and I'm like, oh wow, this is going to be intense. Well, you guys are all incredible. I hope you know how much you are changing the game and the impact that you guys have on kids. Is there any last advice you would want to give to someone that was maybe currently in your shoes, maybe dressing in a locker room with all the boys, or anything along those lines?
If you're dressing in a locker room right now, you're going to laugh about it one day.
Yeah.
Because there's a girls team out there waiting for you to join them. And so just keep enjoying it, keep getting better, and you're going to have your chance to have that camaraderie as well.
There's a lot of opportunities for girls coming, and it's exciting.
Keep going. It's definitely worth it. I don't regret a thing, and I would do it all over again.
Yeah, I agree. I say enjoy it. Like, I enjoyed getting to tell the stories about dressing in a club.
Yeah.
And some weren't always good, that's for sure, but it's like, I like, again, get to be a part of that. So enjoy like the things that aren't as fun and the things that will be fun and what's to come, but like, enjoy the hockey most of all.
All right, that's going to do it for us at the Bauer Combine with the Raegan and Reagan Roundtable. Thank you guys for joining us. This was so much fun, and yeah, good luck next season.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.